In Jiu-Jitsu, we have a lot of cool passing systems that a lot of people like to do, like outside passing, split squat passing, passing from the headquarters, body lock passing, and so on. Like I said, there are a lot of techniques and systems to it. But what was missing is the idea of establishing rules while you connect into a guard or before you connect into a guard. And maybe it wasn't missing, but it wasn't as refined as in other sports, for example, wrestling. The first time that I was fascinated by this idea was when I was in B team and I was observing how Isaac Michel passed guard. And it was pretty fascinating to me because he used engagement tactics that I didn't see before in jiu-jitsu, but it reminded me of wrestling. And I think this is because Isaac took 2 years to develop his wrestling with some really good wrestlers. And it was also pretty good for his passing because he could bring it from the wrestling to the passing. And he had a lot of success with it. So after that, I was looking at actual wrestlers that were using this concepts in wrestling. So I began watching for people that are using it really good at the highest level. And if you look at Kyle Dake, he was one of the best at it. And he also talked about it. So this is where I took a lot for our rumble passing system because he explained a lot about head position, hand fighting, stance. So things that are pretty common in wrestling, but Kyle explained it in a such high level and also performs it at a very high level. So it's even more refined than like the standard of wrestling. And so I tried to implement these ideas and concepts into our rumble passing system that you see Linus, one of my students, using since day one of his Nogi career, and that also J. Rod is using right now, and he used it a lot in his ADCC run because I was thinking that this would complement his whole style of jiu-jitsu. So now we played around with it so much that we refined the concepts and ideas of the wrestling rules like the head position, hand fighting, and everything else for jiu-jitsu matters, and also combined it with great techniques. And in the techniques area, if you use it with the concepts, I was also pretty lucky that I was training at Rouse at Vanguard, and he also gave me a lot of great ideas how I could combine his techniques into the rumble passing system. So yeah, you see, this is how usually you create systems. You want to piece everything together from the best people in the world. And luckily, I have the ability to do so. And then to see if the system works, you want to teach it all the skill levels around, if you know what I mean. So, I mean, you want to teach it to blue belts, you want to teach it to black belts, you want to see how it performs on all the levels, and you want everybody to understand it. And luckily, the rumble passing system is pretty easy to understand if you understand the concepts. And I think concepts or the understanding of concepts will bring you way further, way faster than only learning technique by technique. Because if you do so, you will have all the techniques that you need from the concepts, but it's not going the other way around. Now we can look at the strengths from this style of passing. So just because you have the rules in place, it's one of the safest engagements or one of the safest early engagement passing systems that you can use. It's very hard to entangle into people that use the rumble passing system. It's very hard to off-balance people that use the rumble passing system. And it's very easy to apply pressure as the rumble passer just because you are able to be more mobile than the guard player. And even if you guys have the same understanding of the concepts, just because the other guy is sitting on the butt or laying on the ground, it will be way tougher to do something against someone that is more mobile and applying the rules. So now to the downside. This is not the best system against people that want to stand up. So if you want to keep them down, you need to be a bit closer. And especially in the ADCC rule set, where the best people in the world are good at wrestling, and a lot of times don't want to play guard. If you try to keep them down with rumble passing, this will not work that well. So yeah, if you're the better wrestler, or if you're more confident, if you're confident in the stand-up, so you can let your partner stand up, this passing system is perfect for you. And if you go the performance route, this passing system is probably the first that I would like for you to know. But even if you have to keep your partner down, if you understand the rules of it, because the concepts are always the same, you will still have an easier time to keep your partner down and stay safe, even if you're not using this style. Comment your questions about the rumble passing, and yeah, tell me if you want to see like narrated roles of me or Linus using this style, or maybe when I'm in B-Team again, I can also ask Jay to demonstrate the style. And yeah, I hope you liked the video. See you soon. And also, I think the rumble passing is 50% off right now at Fanatics. There is a code, so if you want to buy the instructional, feel free and tell me how you like it.